The 2017 NJCAA Division I Women's Soccer Championships have returned to Melbourne. It was an exciting day one of pool play, and it comes to a close with a clash of NJCAA giants as fourth-seeded Eastern Florida State College's Titans take on the 9-seed Iowa Western Community College. Live from the Titans Soccer Complex on the Melbourne campus, it's the Titans and Reivers next. We are live from the campus of Eastern Florida State College for the 7th straight year. The NJCAA Women's Soccer Championships being contested right here on Florida's Space Coast. So glad to have you along on the fourth and final game of the opening day. My name is Jeff Radcliffe, joined by the former Metro star and Kansas City Wizard, Eddie Rodriguez, and we have Bradford Evans on the sideline. We'll talk to him momentarily. But Eddie, you got 4 pools, 3 teams in each pool. So important that you only have 2 games and you've got to get wins in both to assure yourself into that semifinal.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time you come out, you got to get a result. You're playing in that tournament setting, so it's very important that you come out, you play a good game, get out, and, you know, pretty quick delivery the next day. You play right away, so you got to be ready to go in such a short period of time.
Iowa Western, what a story for the Reivers this year. Lost their first 5 games, won 12 in a row. Big reason, Laura Chavez, consistency up top, 7 goals, 16 assists.
Yeah, Laura Chavez is the player to go for Iowa Western, not only with the 6 goals, but talk about a player who can assist. She'll be all over the place, mostly in the forward spot. She plays like a number 10, so she's going to be having that free role going forward.
She comes from Bogota, member of the Colombian U17 national team. On the other side, the Huddersfield, England native and recently named Region 8 Player of the Year, Katie Lockwood.
Well, Lockwood, probably one of the most consistent players for Eastern Florida. She's known to score goals, played center mid. She can play in the back. She can do it all. But more than that, she's just a true leader for this Titan squad.
Let's take a look at the starting 11s. First for Iowa Western, the 9 seed. Alex Allgaier, 12, and Kate Reddish, 22, are some of the leading players on this team. At captains on that right side of the defense, Claire Groves from not Melbourne, Florida, but Melbourne, Australia. A player who makes a lot of good decisions for them. Watch for number 8 as well. Eastern Florida, we'll start with Sarah Deinert in the back. Destiny DeLuca, been one of the top players for this team in the postseason, will be in the central defense alongside Una Supon. Lockwood, of course, we've already talked about. When she has people to dish off like Christina Garriga, Ebony Wiseman, who is the freshman of the year in Region 8, Natalie De Silva also, a lot of weapons. Coaches, 2 good ones. Adam Sanchez now in his 3rd season, former College of Southern Maryland head coach. And Jeff Carr sporting the beard, the playoff beard, now in his 8th season as the group of death set to commence here tonight, Eddie.
Yeah, by far the most difficult group to get out of, and that truly is what you need to do. Just get out of the group so we can go to the next round and await the winner from the other bracket.
Miguel Martez will officiate. He'll be assisted by Winston O'Connor, Chris Bolak, and Tony Baumert. And it's time to shake hands and come out fighting. So Eastern Florida did not win the regular season Region 8, but when it counted in the playoffs, they won the title. They've been battle-tested here, Eddie, so yeah, this should not be a problem.
It's so important for them to come out swinging the first 10 minutes of the game. This is when you establish the system of play. This is when you want to establish the way you want to come out, especially against their number 9 seed. But forget about numbers because, as you know, in tournament play, anything goes, and that's where you got to play the game. You got to be able to put them away early, play, save the players for the next round. And, of course, you're going to have to go deep into the bench, to try to manage minutes and also games as well.
Well, he's not the Seattle Sounder or former U.S. men's national teamer. Bradford Evans got the best seat in the house, though, on the sideline. Bradford, let's check in with you. What's going on?
None of those pedigrees, but I'm a fan of the game here, Jeff, and it should be a really good matchup. Today we've seen a few games that haven't been as good as advertised, with the 5-1 loss, the 6-0 game, that 2-1 game. I expect a really good matchup here between two really talented teams. It's 4-9, the group of death, as everybody says. Eastern Florida has their work cut out with them for Iowa Western. Iowa Western, a very experienced team with a lot of people from, it's kind of odd, they have a lot of people from Utah, and they have a few international players as well. So a very diverse group from Iowa Western, which means different ideas and diversified team to go up against for Eastern Florida. Jeff, back up to you.
Thank you so much. Heard from you, Bradford, as the game continues. It's game on here in Melbourne. Fourth and final game of the day is the home team, Natalie Da Silva and the Titans, trying to get out on the front foot. Iowa Western, one of the hottest teams, 12 straight wins. A team that has been here before. And it'll be put out for a throw. Eastern Florida will have it.
And Iowa Western coming out with a 4-3-3. You know, talk about a player who needs to come up big for Eastern Florida. And of course, that is the Brazilian international, Natalia Da Silva, who's had a great year, not only scoring goals, but just she adds that extra flair to the game. Just so much experience, so technical, of course, out of the IMG Academy in Bradenton.
Sent up the line. A lot of energy here to start. That was a misfire. Iowa Western in the black, attacking right to left with the blue numerals. So with apologies to Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, it's blue on black for Iowa Western here tonight. Tough to see the numerals from our vantage point. We'll try to keep you informed the best we can. Here's the native of Preston, Idaho, Paige Moser with that throw. She'll run up and down that wing. So what's interesting tonight is Veronica Herrera, the Venezuelan youth national team, are not in the starting 11. One of the best, not just center backs in Region 11, but maybe the nation, and not available tonight. So that's something perhaps Eastern Florida looking to exploit. As Garriga trying to get around the end. Eastern Florida putting the pressure on. We'll take it.
Yeah, and what's interesting about her, probably, as you mentioned, one of the most experienced players in the back line for Iowa Western. So we're not sure if she's not in the lineup because of injury, of what the situation is, but somebody that the coach spoke very highly of.
So Lockwood step two. And now played left. Sophia Colvin is the left back.
Of course, Eastern Florida coming out with their traditional 4-2-3-1 with two defensive midfielders.
This will be headed out. Looks like by Danny Robb. I believe it will take up the position there in the central defense. It'll be a throw for Danny Gomez from Alpine, California. It's the big throw fly inside the area. Ebony Wiseman, player who can strike from anywhere. Pressure surrounding, not letting him out of the back.
But you see how deep Laura Chavez is checking to the ball. She's a center forward. She's way back there trying to get the ball, and she plays like a true number 9, so look for her to go all the way up and just try to hold on to the ball.
Reavers having the attacking half here. Just underway here in Melbourne. So glad to have you along if you happen to be watching in the Council Bluffs or Omaha area. Reavers quite popular. Kind of like Tyler Junior College, really successful just about every sport across the docket. 7 national titles for the Reavers athletic program, and do have one in women's soccer back in 2013. That was the year they pulled the double, men and women winning both. Gomez will throw. Flick on header down the line, and in fact it was off Iowa Western. Field in pristine shape, Eddie. It's held up over 3 games today. We expect beautiful weather.
As usual, perfect facilities here.
A lot of these teams coming from colder climates.
Yeah, we've seen this field, 5 games in one day, and just in the 5th game, the field is just as good as it did in the 1st game, and we've seen it in rain, all kinds of different conditions, just great facilities here at Eastern Florida.
Supan, the German, plays it up. That'll be another throw-in for Eastern Florida State College. As you see, Garriga going back to that first game of the year when she had the hat trick. Ended up scoring 11 goals, a freshman out of Barcelona. Keeping the pressure on, moving the ball quickly. Wiseman on the diagonal. Chemily, the Canadian, in the box now. It's Natalie Da Silva. And cleared in behind. And it will be a corner kick. First of the match for the Titans.
Da Silva gets the ball inside the 18, not able to do a quick turn. She was looking for the shot. Great movement for Eastern Florida around the perimeter. She gets the ball here amongst 2 defenders from Iowa Western.
There's the service to the back post, headed down right at Wiseman. And we'll reload with Lockwood. Boy, another dangerous ball into the area. Skirts right across the 6, giving chase is Garriga. And we'll recycle things. Just over 6 minutes come to play so far. Chemily will chase it into the corner and keep it in. And that time, no. Wiseman tries to finish one time.
Always great delivery from Lockwood out of those corner kicks situations.
Gomez looking to keep the pressure on. So wind picks up. Was a factor today. Some goalkeeping errors caused by wind in the earlier games. Sea breeze, you call it. A few miles from the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. Da Silva puts it over her head, and again, it will stay in the Titans' end. Commentators curse strikes as they play it back.
And just like that, great job switching the point of attack. Eastern Florida playing the 4 corners.
Lockwood straight ahead, trying to find a target. Da Silva couldn't get there. There's the keeper, Mandy Clark, out of Omaha, Nebraska's Millard West High School. Reavers trying to get out on the front foot here. They've been defending. Was on the big stage, now turned over center of the park. Here come the Titans. Chase is on. And it will be Allgaier, the captain, lead it back to her keeper, Clark.
And Wiseman was trying to play the through ball to Da Silva. Just the ball needs to be to feed.
Lockwood. Played out. So a lot of energy expended by the Titans here early. How important is it you get a payoff? We've seen this a couple of times this season where they've been the better team but did not get any goals out of it.
Yeah, especially in the attacking third. They have to be a little more precise. Once they get to that attacking third around the 18, just a 1-2 touch, as you see Da Silva right around there, that's when they need to pass the ball and be a lot more precise to feed. Or if you're going to play space, it's got to be right on it.
Chemily to Da Silva. Deeks left, goes right. Service into the area. Holding up is Wiseman. Gets tangled up a bit. All hands on deck for the Reaver back line. Lockwood comes away. 2-footed challenge. That will be a free kick going back to Eastern Florida.
It's a good spot right here for Da Silva. You see as she was going, check for the ball. Lockwood wins the ball right there, and as Da Silva comes back to get the ball, she gets taken down.
Lockwood, not much on it. I think she might have mishit that.
And that ball needs to be driven to the far post, at least to the penalty spot. Doesn't quite get under the ball.
Danny Robb had it momentarily, turned over. Nat Da Silva. Chemily. Moving quick See the technical ability that Natalie De Silva possesses. Destiny DeLuca paired with Yuna Supan in the back. And we'll go in to touch a throw for Iowa Western, the 9 seed. Began the season 0-5, had played 4 ranked teams, including 2 teams that are here in Melbourne, Tyler and Laramie. A couple of those defeats were heavy. So what did Coach Sanchez do? He broke out the sparkling cider and had the team toast to being the best 0-5 team in the nation. What did they do? How did they respond? 12 straight wins.
Well,
Cruise
and as
through
you know,
conference
Jeff,
undefeated.
a lot of the times you start the season and you want to challenge yourself playing against those, teams that are ranked, and you're going for this style and the way you play, not so much for the results. And look at them now, to win 12 straight after the first 5 games.
Yeah, 4 of those 5 games against ranked competition. So Tyler and Laramie both here in Melbourne. Chemley one-on-one, feeds it inside. Wiseman into the corner. Freshman from Kings Lynn, England, gets it away to Chemley. Cross top of the area, shot on the way, right at the keeper. Bounces to Mandy Clark, but that's the Eastern Florida State College way. Get shots on.
Yeah, Lockwood on top of the box. Good movement, though, by Eastern Florida, just knocking the ball around. You see Wiseman right here playing the through ball. Chemley with a quick turn, plays the ball top of the key. Just Lockwood doesn't have enough to go far post.
Couldn't lock in on the target. Was wearing the red kit, Mandy Clark. Sarah Deinert, the opposite keeper, hasn't had any work to do as of yet. Send it down to Bradford Evans with more.
Jeff, you guys talked about the wind and how that can play a factor. It will definitely play a factor for the goalkeepers here. That was the first shot on goal for Mandy Clark. But the thing is if any shots brought in with power, it's going to be problematic.
Thanks, Bradford. There's a beautiful through ball there as Garriga got onto the ends, and it's the Reavers defending for their lives here in the early going. Just need to settle in.
This is when Garriga's got to make her presence known, especially with her size and athleticism.
Gomez on her high horse. Bumped off the ball and out of bounds. So ball goes into touch. It'll be a deep throw for Iowa Western here. Again, expending a lot of energy are the Titans. Minutes to go, opening half. Iowa Western will play the 3rd team in this pool tomorrow, Schoolcraft, the 5 seed. So throw into the area, dealt with. We'll do it again. Gomez back to DeLuca. Switched in the middle. Supan. High line being played by the Titans. Service across. Oh, taking one for the team there was Robb. Turnover as it goes into touch.
Eastern Florida present going forward. If we spend every minute of the first 12, 13 minutes of this first half on the Iowa Western side, just don't seem to be able to get out and even get on the counterattack side.
Trying to urge numbers forward. And every pass contested. Lanes clogged up. That's when you work it wide, right? Quick passing.
That's it, just quick pass. You can, go diagonally side to side, try to get out, but you see how long they take to control the ball, so it's got to be a quick 1-2.
Allgaier started getting out of that back, and now it's right at her feet. Up the line, now an opportunity for the Reavers on the break. Numbers coming back for Eastern Florida. They'll circle back into the teeth. And then service across, no problem for Deinert, but that's much better for Iowa Western.
Absolutely, the speed of their counterattack had improved, and you see 2-3 passes. Now they're taking finally across on the other side. You see this breakaway.
It's Reddish.
You see how fast Eastern Florida comes back.
Just at the half-hour point. Waits. Surveying the correct spot. And here comes a substitution first to the match. Alex Boss.
Well, I bet you that's a defensive substitution right there, trying to counter.
Listed as a attacking player, but maybe can help the Reavers boss the game a little better than they have thus far.
Yeah, no, the speed of Eastern Florida moving the ball, and you know, they're a typical team that comes out of the back. You see Lockwood all the way back just getting the ball, and they refuse just to dump the ball or even punt it out of the back. So you see Gomez keeping the ball.
A little pressure. Abby Hall stepped into the lane. Too tough to handle that time. Eastern Florida will be the beneficiary of a throw.
It's nothing like a little pressure, huh?
DeLuca started things out. Now Klesha Daru has checked in the meantime for the Titans. Another native of England from Barking Abbey. And we saw her during the regular season with a serious knee injury. You see the brace.
And that's
hasn't quite been herself, but still has the eye for the eyes and nose for the goal.
No, that's a good substitution because she plays like a true number 9. She's going to stretch the field. She's going to give a little depth for Eastern Florida, and then she can post up as a target player. So look for her, as you mentioned, not 100% wearing that knee brace.
So the weapon of her speed is neutralized somewhat.
But she's going to at least just post up, hold the ball, and put Da Silva or somebody else through.
Chase is on, and Deinert not going to make any mistake about it and just put it out. So the Reavers are in the ascendancy here as of late. Starting to get a little comfortable with their surroundings. Always a challenge to play a team that's hosting. A dangerous ball floated into the area, headed once. Chemily will try to catch it and launch it out of trouble. Abby Hall plays it on the diagonal. Sophia Colvin back to Hall. She runs the show as the number 6 type. That one got free. Run comes from Reddish along the right side. Sliding save, stops the momentum, but yields the throw.
But at least finally, Iowa Western just coming out of their shell a little bit and, you know, knocking the ball around, just getting out and trying to knock the ball around, switching the point of attack and trying to get that penetrating run. Maybe not as precise as Eastern Florida, but at some point you got to come out. As you mentioned, it's always tough to play against the host team, the team that, of course, everybody's going to support. They're playing at home. They know this field so well. And as you know, Jeff, you got to get the jitters out of the way.
Still looking to win their first championship on this field. They've been close in the finals a couple of times. And this year, lost for the first time in the regular season on this field, which is highly unusual. First time in years. Actually, first time ever.
Yeah, of course.
This opened up, what, 20...
Daytona State.
7 years ago, yeah. Daytona State still ranked. Could not get out of the region playoffs. Supon, no trouble tracking. Germans quite organized in the back. Sarah Deinert, the keeper. Una Supan, sophomore center half.
Yeah, Supan with all kinds of space and all kinds of time.
There's Lockwood out on the wing. Service, a little dummy from Daru. Da Silva gives it a go. Getting in the way was Alex Allgaier.
Great job by Daru, though. She let that ball go between her legs. Da Silva wide open in the back by herself. Took a little bit too long to look up and take a shot.
Back in the attacking half of the Titans. 11-2 this season. Both losses come into Daytona State, which they avenged in the region final. And we'll run out of real estate. Sarah Chemley.
Yeah, once again, great job by LaRue. Da Silva takes a touch, looks up, takes just a little bit too long. Alex Allgaier, the defender from Iowa Western, just closes that gap. And as you know, Jeff, if you're going to take a shot outside the 18, he's got to be quickly. You take a touch, you hit it. Most of the time, you're not going to have enough time to even trap the ball. It's got to be a one-time thing.
Chemley, how about that ball over her head? Could not find Daru, and Allgaier swallowed it right up. She's going to have a big game tonight without her normal partner, Veronica Herrera. Has been up to the challenge thus far. From Lehigh, Utah, one of 5 natives of Utah in the roster. Of course, Adam Sanchez played at Utah Valley U, also began the Utah FC club there, 2002 to 2008. So has a lot of coaching ties to draw the talent.
Yeah, you established that pipeline with some of the Utah clubs, and you know, you get players coming in, and you know.
He was at Southern Maryland, brought in players from there, and now doing the same at Iowa Western, and these are game-changing players. Throw from Gomez, and going to be.
It's always good when you can find a reliable coach, a reliable club per se, what they can be a kind of a feeder system. You can start establishing the pipeline, bringing quality players.
Good throw from Gomez. Going to settle it down, the Reavers. Leading Abby Hall. Head up. Quickly on the move. When they pass fast, they've got some options. Read well by Carroll. Make that Wiseman.
But that's the key, though, as you mentioned. The speed of play has to be a lot better. As soon as you get the ball, you gotta play the ball, trap it, play it. You gotta make the ball move, and of course, the runs of the ball have to be that you can't just stand. You gotta make some of those movements before you even receive the ball.
It over 50-50 challenge won by Supan, and offside flag comes up on the far side.
Yeah, you see the hesitation in some of the players from Iowa Western. It's almost like they're not sure as to what to do. The next pass, it has to be on before you receive the ball. Jeff, you have to know your options, so by the time you trap it, it's got to be a quick 1-2.
Yep. So Adam Sanchez there moments ago when he was at College of Southern Maryland. He still is the winningest coach in that school's history, his 6th-season run there. Told me, I remember playing Eastern Florida and Jeff Carr's team once. We lost 1-0, but Iowa Western has never met Eastern Florida in competition. This is the first time, and this the ninth trip here for Iowa Western. Ashley Overberg is checked in. Supan. This is the Reavers' 8th trip to the national tournament. The Won championship to their credit in 2013. And we'll have a corner kick for Eastern Florida State College.
That's a good opportunity to hit on the set piece. So when you want to get numbers in the box, Lockwood will go and do the honors. It's a good delivery right around the penalty spot, and of course a couple of players from Eastern Florida, a quick reset there.
To the near side, Suppan all the way up on that set piece. Now we'll have to defend for her life here. Saw Chloe Whitaker in the game. Good story coming back from the concussion suffered against Daytona State. Just getting cleared to return to the lineup tonight, albeit in a reserve role. We've seen her all season. She made the second team in the region this year.
Yeah, this is her first game clear back, and of course when we spoke to Jeff Carter, he said, well, she's clear to go. She's just not, you know, match fit, and she hasn't been able to participate, so she'll get some quality minutes.
Interesting, he's got her, she's typically a center back, but has her in a more advanced role right now.
Well, she does have the speed to go forward and make something happen out of the back. But you're right, they're normally a center back.
Because of the speed and the closing speed. Master tactician Jeff Carr throwing a curve here. That's not been seen on film, I'm sure. And here we go, another set piece opportunity for Eastern Florida, looking to unlock this one with Katie Lockwood. Sophomore gets it away, out swinging kick inside the 6. Daru got a chance. Whitaker as well. What a story that would have been if she could have turned on it. Carroll will hold it up. Back into the area. Da Silva knocked down. It's going to be nothing coming of it. So you hear the crowd appealing for a penalty.
No, he did call a penalty kick.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did. The linesman, great ball by Suppan to the far post. Da Silva with a great trap. Definitely you see the contact there. Of course, Natalia Da Silva with a great job just selling it as well.
It would be Da Silva. With all the confidence in the world, the slow roller in Eastern Florida has struck first.
But just like that, Da Silva, it's not even a shot. She passes the ball to the back of the net. So clinical. That's a great way to take a penalty kick. You see how she makes contact with the inside of her right foot to that lower right corner of the goalkeeper. It literally is just a pass into the corner. Absolutely no chance for the goalkeeper, Mandy Clark.
That's Da Silva's 16th goal of the year, ties her for the team lead with Katie Lockwood. Comes by way of penalty. So I never saw the initial indication, but then again, view could have been blocked there. What to say, it was worthy of a penalty.
Yeah, it was. Well, Da Silva did a good job just selling it. There was definitely contact, but she sold the rest and so aware of her body inside the 18.
D's now Da Silva feeling it now. Held up by Daru, shot on the way, and it just skirts by the back post. Reavers trying to survive here.
Well, as you know, once you go up ahead, you get that sense, that confidence, the little bounce to your step, and now you see Eastern Florida getting that, you know, that extra hump, if you will, in the last 17 minutes of this first half.
There's a look back at the penalty.
This is the goalkeeper's view. Absolutely no chance. Da Silva faked like she was going to go to the goalkeeper's left.
It was not hit with pace, so you know you have to be very confident because those are the ones that get saved.
Oh, absolutely. It's literally a pass. She passed it with the inside of her right foot, just to the back of the net.
It's an art to reading the keeper as the Reavers looking to respond. How often do you say it and see it? You score a goal, you often concede a goal. Flag is up. And on Klesha Daru. One-on-one. Trying to get forward. Off her line quickly was Deinert. I've not been able to hear about Laura Chavez or Paige Moser much in this match. As Whitaker has possession, we'll send it down to Bradford Evans.
Jeff, you guys touched on the problems with Klesha Daru and her leg. You can tell that she's definitely in some pain. She's laboring a little bit down here. After that sprint for the ball there, she was hobbling as the camera turned away from her. She's in definite pain, but she's fighting through it like a soldier.
Let's see if she checks out now. Yep, appears that she's gonna get a spell. Good look. Good look there for Bradford Evans. Saw it coming. The eyes on the field tonight.
And that's a great way to utilize her, you know, 5-7 minutes here and there. And of course now you
Garriga
bring
back.
Yeah, your number 10, Cristina Garriga, who's had a great season. You see her there on the ball.
Nearly getting stuck in, but will concede the throw. Quarter hour to go here in this first half. 1-0 to the good for the Titans. Whitaker continuing to play up at the head of the formation, or at least in the front 3 or 4. Lockwood dropping, defending. We'll go back to go forward. Free kick.
Yeah, Da Silva with the contact right after the Iowa Western defender got rid of the ball.
Sent forward a hopeful ball. No problem for Megan Dees. This Garriga caught a bit. 2-on-1 coming through. Dees with the help. And Suppan with the clearance. Throw in for the Titans. It was off of a Reaver player. Chemily will return, so a good little run out for Chloe Whitaker in her return. Chemily out of Central Commerce Collegiate, Toronto. Part of the Canadian national futsal team as well. Seen her speed and effort. Good friends with Kyle Laren and Richie Larea from Orlando City. By the way, come from the same hometown, same club setup. Build out of the back will the Reavers. Sophia Colvin. Immediately the pressure comes. Lockwood putting it on. Turn ball and immediately facing.
Yeah, great job by Eastern Florida, just stepping up the lines and putting that pressure against Iowa Western that wants to come out of the back with the ball under control.
Lockwood read it well, couldn't keep control of it. Abby Hall knocks it forward. Here's the hold-up play. Gonna activate Claire Groves. It's been a slow plod. Tough going.
Yeah, Laura Chavez is having a tough time just by herself. Every time she touches the ball, there's at least 2 Eastern Florida defenders just closing the space right away.
Gomez gets it into DeLuca, who is certainly right at home from Melbourne Beach, Florida. Wiseman. Boy, a great ball across, gets hung up. Allgaier taking care of it.
Wiseman with a great ball. She was looking to the far post. Garriga a little bit too far. She finds his ball. Great little dummy by Da Silva. Looks up, takes a great touch towards the goal, drives the ball. She doesn't quite get enough all the way to Garriga, who was closing the gap from the left side.
Cleared again. Another throw. Reavers Continuing to defend in mass. The Dam showing a crack with the penalty kick. But going forward in this match, if you can't get locked out of your own end, you're going to wear yourself out defending these Titans, right?
Yeah, it's tough defending for 90 minutes, and especially when, you know, you can't get out and you can't get anything going forward. I mean, they've had one shot, and it was a long-range shot at that. So when you can't get anything going forward, you got to at least try to keep the ball. Because, as you know, playing defense for 90 minutes is just definitely going to wear you out.
Corner kick, Eastern Florida. Lockwood quickly taken, launching it back post on the outswinger. Going to roll and kept in by Suppan. This ball still alive. Turns it back and now played out of trouble. Give away from Dees. Nice combination, but one player zigged when the other should have zagged, and it's into touch.
Yeah, once again, you see how much Iowa Western, they struggled to come out of the back with the ball under control.
Here comes the run. Garriga making life difficult. Gomez, a little heavy on the touch, but bailed out by DeLuca. Suppan wide. Rolling it left, too much on it. Under 10, in fact 9 minutes to play opening half. Titans 1, Reavers 0. Final game of this Monday. Iowa Western will return to action tomorrow, 5:30, against Schoolcraft, the 5-seeding Pool D. Eastern Florida will play Schoolcraft next as well, but that game will come Wednesday. It's one of the benefits, being the top 4 seed, you get that rest day in between.
Yeah, and it's so welcome. It's such a huge advantage to play a game, half that game, that day off, and then, you know, play subsequently in the third day. It's really difficult to play back-to-back games, especially at the college level.
He's on the overlap. Somehow gets a ball into the 6. Andy Clark's been busy. Allgaier. Now turned over. Wiseman. De Silva tries to meet it. Corner kick.
Corner kick. And it seems like Garriga cannot get into the rhythm of this game. You see De Silva just knocking the ball around with Wiseman 1-2s, and Garriga a little bit sluggish, a little bit behind.
How often, though, do you see a striker not show up for 89 minutes, but in the 90th they provide the moment of brilliance?
That's right, they get the big box, right?
Lockwood, too much air under this. Headed down back post, Suppan trying to catch it. And apparently off of Iowa Western.
You know, once again, and just when you said that, Garriga had a chance to make contact with that header, far post.
Well, you've always said, high balls on a set piece, defense's best friend.
Absolutely, just it's got to be a good delivery.
Klesha Daru back in. The knee feeling okay. Going to tighten the straps a little bit. Strap up. Got a good one here in Melbourne. Boy, Gomez skirts it through. A couple of cracks at it. Suppan is the last to get a touch. Comes up a little gimpy on that.
It's a great idea, though, by Eastern Florida. A quick reset. Lockwood plays the ball to Gomez. A short corner kick, and she tried to go far post. Once again, definitely a set piece. Gomez goes there, traps the ball, looks up, takes a shot to the far post.
Driven.
And just like that, Suppan just goes just a little bit wide. And once again, I got Webster. Yeah, just can't seem to keep the ball just enough to come out of the back with the ball under control.
If you're Adam Sanchez, an obvious point that you're going to make at half is, look, Eastern Florida can't keep this pace up all night, so just hang in there and things will open up for us. They won't be able to press the entire time. Right back to Clark.
But for you got to figure out a way to keep the ball and be able to have some successionist and passes, 5, 6, 7 touches on the ball.
Oh,
you see,
not the best of efforts. Not sure if I got caught up in the wind there. Foul committed by the Titans. Miguel Martez is the referee. So glad to have you along, WEFS and NJCAA TV. Got the simulcast going tonight. If Eastern Florida's in the game, we'll have it for you on WEFS. All games can be seen on NJCAA TV. So 12 pool games in all, semifinals on Friday, final on Saturday night. Garriga helping earn a throw. More players dropping to help on the defensive side for Iowa Western. Now we'll try to break out of their own end. Not happening. Gomez to Chemily. Titans doing a good job working both sides of the field. Gomez runs out of real estate.
Yeah, one too many touches by Gomez. She's got to be able to get rid of 1, 2 perhaps. And you want to swing the ball into the far post.
Now we picked out by Wiseman. Sends it. Diving towards that back post. The ball and Mandy Clark. Was begging for a back post finish.
Yeah, once again, you see the pressure by Eastern Florida. They give away. Wiseman trying to go direct. And just wide.
And Natalie De Silva back in after a quick rest. Much to the chagrin of Iowa Western, I'm sure. On the ball immediately. Just an intervention made at the last second by Allgaier. Chemily couldn't get there. Had that pass dropped, it would have been a nice dime. Three to go. Here come the reserves. Ashley Overberg, in fact, back in after starting. From Emmitsburg, Iowa. Set up shop. The defensive half. De Silva. A nice move, looking in for Daru. Back heel, oohs and ahs. Chemily. Right inside the 6. Chem knocks it up, finds Gomez, keeps it alive. Reavers defending. Like their lives depending on it. A header is in. Christina Garriga doubles the lead, her 12th goal of the season. Textbook finish.
Well, you said it, Jeff. Right place, right time. All she needed was that header. She comes out of nowhere. Great delivery, though. Garriga comes in near post. Look at this. Gomez plays the ball down the line. How about this service right there? Just a sitter. And Garriga does what she does best. You've seen her frame, 6 foot. Puts it in the back of the net for the 2-0 Eastern Florida ahead.
Jeff Carr says, fear the beard. And if you're Iowa Western, you just conceded before halftime. You were just about to get out of there with just a 1-0 deficit. Making it that much harder. But what do you always say? The 2-goal lead is the most dangerous?
Most dangerous.
Next goal is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you talk about, you know, the first and last 5 minutes of each half, and here we are with just 3 minutes left in the in the half, and just like that, Eastern Florida makes it a 2-0 game.
Oh, yeah, a little flick.
Well, she did a great job just stepping in front of all the defenders.
And again, it will stay with the Titans. 90 seconds to play. Opening half, this barrage of set pieces. Launched high in the air once more. Headed down by Garriga. That was driven. That might have been another goal.
Yeah, Lockwood just hanging that ball up in the air. You want to drive the ball to the penalty spot. Such a huge advantage with the height of Garriga.
Let me remind you, Veronica Herrera, a Venezuelan Youth International, a stalwart at center back, not starting tonight. So keep that in mind. That's made it even tougher for the Reavers to deal with this potent Titan attack. You lose a leader like that. It's more than just the defending, it's the leadership on the field. 25 ticks left. Da Silva got stood up.
Yeah, she was looking for that obstruction call. Down to the last 10 seconds of play.
We'll just dribble this out. Overberg. And shot from distance, not going to trouble anybody. Well, Iowa Western has not lost a soccer game since the 3rd of September. They're in the hole, 0-2 to Eastern Florida. It's NJCAA Championships on WEFS and NJCAA TV.
My wife is currently in the Air Force, so I decided to be a stay-at-home father.
I'm a retiree and a full-time student.
I did online classes because I was traveling and it was easy to take the classes with me.
I am graduating today with my bachelor's in business administration.
If it wasn't for the online classes, I would not be standing here today.
There shouldn't be any procrastination. Just get out there and go do it.
Build a successful career with a bachelor's degree from Eastern Florida State College. You can choose from nearly 20 tracks in today's top job fields of business, healthcare, and computer technologies, with classes tailored to meet your needs on campus and online. Students interested in making their mark in the business world have options that include general business, sales and marketing, accounting and banking, and finance.
I am pursuing my bachelor's in business organizational management, and I'm getting a specialization in human resources. Not having to go out and find an apartment and get new living situations, find a new job, just be able to stay local and pursue the degree I wanted was just phenomenal for me.
There are more choices in computer technologies with in-demand degrees for cybersecurity, program development, and project management. You can also become a leader in healthcare with degrees in advanced allied health, biomedical sciences, and medical imaging.
My overall experience at Eastern Florida was absolutely wonderful. From the initial academic advisors to the financial aid department to the instructors, all of the staff at Eastern Florida State College really help you accomplish your goals, not just academically, but also professionally.
All of Eastern Florida's programs are created for fields where job growth is strong, providing you excellent employment opportunities after graduation. You'll benefit from personalized instruction and small class sizes, and work with advisors on a customized plan of study. That includes online classes, with many bachelor's degree courses just a click away, and some bachelor degrees available entirely online. Whether you're just starting college or a working adult returning to pursue a new career, getting a bachelor's degree has never been easier. Eastern Florida's programs are affordable and offer flexible scheduling that allows you to stay close to home, making now the perfect time to enroll. A bright future awaits you with a bachelor's degree from Eastern Florida State College. To learn more, visit easternflorida.edu/go/bachelors.
I'm attending Eastern Florida State College, and I'm enrolled in the aviation maintenance program. We do a lot of hands-on here. What you learn in class is probably like 25% of what you actually learn. You don't just talk about it, you're actually doing the work and breaking it down, and the instructors here really know how to get to what we really should be learning and what's actually in the field. I'd like to stay in this area and do general aviation for a little while and then eventually move into the airlines.
Oh, great opportunity here for a shot on goal. Count it. Right foot. Drives it right at it. Back of the net. 1-0 Titans. She went right at it and made.
It's the 4-9 matchup, the finale of day one here at the NJCAA Women's Soccer Championships, as Jeff Carr's Eastern Florida State College Titans leading it over Iowa Western's Reavers 2-0. Jeff Radcliffe, Eddie Rodriguez, Bradford Evans with you here, and let's have a little quick recap here. Eddie, what did you make? We were talking offline. Eastern Florida's had virtually all the possession. You're talking maybe 80% of this, and just 2 goals to show for it. There's opportunities lost there. Reavers have some things that can go their way in the second half and make this a game.
Yeah, at least 80%, if not more, of possession by Eastern Florida. You're right. They've been able to go forward, keep the ball, and knock the ball around. It's inside and outside the 18. However, they haven't been just that good when it comes down to finishing. Just a couple of clear chances. Of course, 2 goals to show, but other than that, just distribution out of the back. They're using the 4 corners, switching the point of attack. The penetrating run hasn't been on. They tried a couple of different forwards. Of course, Daru came in, and now Cristina Garriga was able to put that second goal in a great cross. But other than that, they have to be a little bit better when it comes down to finishing. However, they're doing a great job just keeping possession and managing the game, managing the minutes, and managing the players coming in and out as well.
The Reavers just 1 shot, as you see Adam Sanchez talking with his ladies. As we take a look at those highlights, it was Da Silva drawing the foul in the box, Eddie.
Yeah, it all started Supan with a great ball to the far post. Da Silva just with a clinical finish. Nice little cheeky touch. It's basically a pass back into the goal. Nothing the goalkeeper could do.
And Lockwood. It was Gomez who sent a flying ball through. That one on a line. And turnovers have been a problem. Wiseman trying to take advantage. A Warren Burner just misses the target to the left.
Yeah, you see Gomez once again putting pressure. This is a great delivery to the far post. Garriga steps in front of the 2 defenders.
Chemily
and makes it 2-0 for Eastern Florida.
Chumley the assist, her 9th of the season, and Garriga moving into 11 goals now this season. Well, coming up on campus here at Eastern Florida State College, we're getting closer and closer. The Paradise Jam moved from the Caribbean. That's coming your way just in a matter of weeks. November 23rd, next week, in fact, is you'll have 4 Division I women's basketball programs: West Virginia, Virginia Tech, Drexel, and Butler, all doing battle and a round robin Paradise Jam. Make sure you check that out. It's going to be at the Titan Fieldhouse right across campus. And you can also follow the action of the 2017 NJCAA Fall Sport National Championships live on NJCAA TV. You can go to www.njcaatv.com to view live and archive broadcasts of the national tournaments for soccer, volleyball, and football. NJCAA TV, also available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, and Roku streaming platforms. NJCAA TV, the official digital video network of the NJCA. Well, let's talk here, Eddie. What adjustments have to be made? We'll come back to halftime, from halftime in a moment, but what is maybe Adam Sanchez saying right now?
Yeah, no, for him, he's got to figure out a way to keep the ball, especially as they come out of the back. Just keep the ball, because the more that Eastern Florida has the ball, they got to chase. And as you mentioned, to play defense for 90 minutes, that's just going to make it for a long drawn-out game. So they got to come out, keep the ball, try to go forward, try to get numbers into the box. And, of course, anytime you have a corner kick, free kick, any type of set piece outside the box, you really got to take care of the ball.
Reavers chasing the game at halftime. The Titans lead it 2-0. Iowa Western, Eastern Florida State College. We resume when we come back on WEFS and NJCAA TV.
My wife is currently in the Air Force, so I decided to be a stay-at-home father.
I'm a retiree and a full-time student.
I did online classes because I was traveling and it was easy to take the classes with me.
I am graduating today with my bachelor's in business administration.
If it wasn't for the online classes, I would not be standing here today.
There shouldn't be any procrastination. Just get out there and go do it.
Great careers in aviation are taking flight at Eastern Florida State College with the Aviation Maintenance Technician program at the Orlando Melbourne International Airport. The program is designed to provide highly skilled workers to companies such as Embraer, AAR, Northrop Grumman, and others that are fueling the airport's expanding commercial aviation sector. Graduates will also have job opportunities at Kennedy Space Center, as their skills are transferable to the commercial space industry. Companies such as SpaceX, Boeing, and Blue Origin are developing new spacecraft to carry astronauts to the International Space Station and beyond on missions that could begin as early as 2018. The FAA-approved program is housed at Eastern Florida's new Aviation Center. The center includes classrooms for lecture classes and a fully equipped hangar where students get hands-on training with multiple aircraft, a machine shop, testing equipment, and composite station.
Most of the other A&P schools are just bookwork. And we actually have the cool equipment, we've got the planes, we've got the engines to work on and get that experience that you can't really get anywhere else.
I've dedicated my world not only to the Air Force, but now to the civilian sector. And I hope that the people that come here understand the importance and the need that we have for aircraft maintainers.
The program consists of 2 certificates, the Aviation Airframe Mechanics PSAV and the Aviation Power Plant Mechanics PSAV. Students learn aircraft maintenance theory, diagnostic procedures, and FAA-approved methods for inspecting, servicing, and repairing aircraft and their systems. They're also taught how to use aviation industry standard tooling and equipment to perform work on actual aircraft. Graduates are qualified to take the Federal Aviation Administration exam that can lead to jobs in aircraft maintenance, repair, and refurbishment that average $55,200 annually. So don't miss your opportunity to be a part of the exciting and growing field of aviation maintenance. Visit our website for information on how to apply.
Join local sportscaster Eric Kohler as he hosts Eastern Florida State College coaches and student athletes for a closer look inside Titan sports. Produced in partnership with Florida Today, the weekly in-depth program covers the 11 Titans men's and women's sports teams through game footage and coaches' analysis. Get closer to the action Thursday night at 8 here on WEFS.
Oh, great opportunity here for a shot on goal. Count it. Right foot. Drives it right at it. Back of the net. 1-0 Titans. She went right at it and made.
The 4th-seeded Titans getting set to kick off. Going from right to left is half number 2. As Miguel Martez whistles, we're back on here in Melbourne. Reavers have some work to do. See if they've changed anything tactically at the half. You talked perhaps maybe numbers forward and taking some risks.
Yeah, no, at some point you're going to have to go with at least an extra forward and trying to, you know, get some numbers in the box. And as you know, Jeff, it doesn't matter whether you lose by 2 goals, 3 or 4, but you got to try to change something and, you know, get some chances going forward.
Now Bradford Evans has more pitch side right now.
Jeff, I've been at all the games today, and I've seen that there hasn't been a big crowd up until now. There's plenty of people out here tonight to support the Titans, especially that you take that as a home team, and you got to use that to your advantages if you are Eastern Florida, and I'm sure they appreciate all the students coming out to support. But not only are there students, there's plenty of other teams out in here. Schoolcraft is to the right of me. They're looking at these 2 teams with great interest.
Of course, they play these 2 teams in the coming days. Schoolcraft, the 5 seed, was here a year ago. Thanks so much, Bradford. I think it's a regular occurrence to see Eastern Florida's crowd. Students always come out. Offside flag up.
Well, not only do you see other students, but other sports. Of course, we have men's soccer. You see the girls volleyball team as well. Basketball is present.
And they all support each other. You go to a basketball game, all the teams are there. You go to a baseball game, you see the same thing. Volleyball. Very tight-knit program, much like Iowa Western. Council Bluffs, Iowa, overlooking the Missouri River. Service across. Allgaier did well with it. Disrupted enough. Chemley here on the left side to start this half.
Yeah, that ball by Megan Dietz has to be played in behind the defense into the space, not behind. You saw that Silva making a good run, but the ball got played behind.
Dees, the sophomore from Winter Haven, throws it in. And off of the Reavers. Da Silva in tight space. Gets disrupted enough and just lumped down the line. Suppan will give chase. Nobody's catching that one.
Yeah, not even Laura Chavez. She didn't even make a run down the line. She knew she had no chance. And just the fact that Iowa Western's playing with only one forward, of course, Laura Chavez is by herself on top. Even when she has the ball, she has nobody to pass the ball to.
Yeah, Paige Mosier and Ashley Overberg not touched the ball much either. Here's, as soon as I say that, Mosier has it. Freshman out of Preston, Idaho. Do you know the claim to fame for Preston, Idaho, Eddie?
No, I do not.
Did the chickens have large talons? Does that remind you of anything? It's where Napoleon Dynamite was filmed. They actually have a festival every year, at least they used to. Lockwood will collect. DeLuca.
And look at all the space that Eastern Florida has to get the ball from one side. Then Suppan comes out of the other side. Megan Dees wide open on the left flank.
Kate Reddish, one of the leaders of this team. You see here on the overlap in most games, has not had the opportunity here tonight. The team hasn't been in possession enough. Earned a throw here, much better.
That's a bad throw that
yeah, I was
either
wondering.
The ref or the linesman called. Dangerous ball. Gomez, look at all the time she has inside her 18. Nobody from Iowa Western pressuring her.
Dees sees it go out. What are you seeing from the Reavers here? Because the Titans look a little bit confused right now. What they're doing, a little tactical change perhaps.
Yeah, well, they're just not precise when they come out with the ball under control. And you see the differences. Even Iowa Westerns, they're not pressing a lot. If they would put Eastern Florida under pressure a little bit.
Reddish, the two-time Defensive Player of the Year. Sophomore out of South Jordan, Utah. Now Sophia Carroll looking to break things out. And it will be Da Silva try to get on the other end. Not to be. Throw for Gomez and company. 6 minutes into the second half, still 2-0. Titans like to get off to this hashtag group of death the right way. That's what Coach Carr called it. As the 9 and the 5 seed with the 4 seed Eastern Florida. No lightweights.
No, every game is going to be a difficult game, and
you're not seeing a 6-0 or a 5-1 scoreline in this one.
No, and of course the main objective is just to get out of the group alive, make it to the next round.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, these technically group stage games, but have the feel of one-offs because it's so important to win. 2 guarantees you through. Speaking of going through is Lockwood. Andy Clark strong on it.
Now Weissman with a good penetrating run. Lockwood just a little bit behind, and that's the kind of ball they gotta play. You see the switch, point of attack. Weissman with a good penetrating run, and Lockwood just a little bit behind. But that's the type of ball that's gonna create some damage right there. Through the middle, between the 2 center backs. If you're able to split them, or even a fullback making a great run from the outside in.
Gomez to throw in front of the head coach. Last year, Eastern Florida did not get out of their group. The year before, lost to Iowa Central 1-0 in the final. Is that other team from the Hawkeye State catching lightning in a bottle that year?
If you remember, they scored the goal in
on a goalkeeper error.
The last, minute and a half in the game.
Stole it, yeah.
A player, if I'm not mistaken, a player that hadn't scored a goal the whole year just came in off the bench and put one in the back of the net. And
from distance, if I remember right. 2012 Titans returned the championship game, lost to Paradise Valley 3-0. Team that won the title last year. And of course, in 13 it was Iowa Western's turn, and they made it count and won the championship. Reavers, some space to operate. Trying to trip it and kept out by Gomez. Luckily didn't come off her line. Well, it was right on target.
Yeah, the first real shot, Laura Chavez from about 30 out, trying to chip the goalkeeper. Once again, Sarah doing a great job backing up, and see all the time in the world. She looks up, she gets under the ball. Great job by goalkeeper Sarah Dana in the back. She just took 3 steps back, right on the line.
Reddish to throw for the Reavers. Set it in the first half. Next goal in this one will be huge.
Yeah, the next
goal. It could be a momentum changer for the Reavers. Titans could put it almost dead to rights.
Yeah, either you can ice the game at 3-0 or the 2-1 right now, as you mentioned. Probably the most difficult score in the game of soccer. So.
Service into the back post. A free header opportunity was missed. But somewhat concerning that you run that free if you're the back line of the Titans.
Oh, yeah, nobody around those two. And, of course, if Iowa Western was able to score right now, they would still have plenty of time with about 34 minutes and change to try to equalize this game.
Well, let's throw it downstairs to Bradford Evans.
So we've talked about the weather issues with this team, with Iowa Western really, and Eastern Florida playing at home. Doesn't really bother them too much, but with Iowa Western, things are a lot different than back home. It's snowing right now in Iowa, and you come down and a little bit of the humidity and mugginess can get to you, and might be playing a factor in today's game.
Something to watch for here late. Thank you very much, Bradford.
I'm not sure if Bradford was saying that it was about to snow in Florida.
Yeah, no. It's certainly not a scorcher. It's, to us Floridians, quite perfect right now. But when you're not used to the humidity and it's still a little warmer than they're used to playing in, it certainly is a factor. Well, Select Sports is proud to be the official match ball of the National Junior College Athletic Association. Select's Super FIFA Match Ball is used exclusively at all NJCAA soccer championships. Select Sport, inspired by history but designed for the future.
Subban with a long driven ball into the box.
Dees
doesn't quite get enough.
Nice job by Kate Reddish to slow up the progress. At the foot of De Silva, off the face of Hall. Dropping deeper and deeper to defend that number 6 for the Reavers, wearing number 17 on the jersey of the 6-type player. Headed back, it's a race. De Silva is offside.
Lockwood with a good little header, trying to put Da Silva through. Subban drives the ball out of the back. Look, she takes a touch, looks up, pings the ball to the far post. Lockwood with a nice little flick. Da Silva was offsides.
Stepping up was DeLuca. Back at the feet of the Titans. Carroll, Wiseman in that midfield. Down the line. Wiseman a ball across. No problem from Andy Clark. Playing it out of the back. Launched in direct fashion. Flag was up. Offside once more on the other side this time.
Yeah, Chavez was offside. Iowa Western trying to go very direct.
Laura Chavez, a team leader in goals with 7, assists with 16, shots with 52. And has been quiet. It's the life of the striker. Quiet for the entirety of your match, and it can come out big when you need it. Chemily on the feed from Wiseman. Give it from some space, back heel. Nice job by De Silva. Chemily could not reach it. Here come some changes for Iowa Western.
Once again, you see Shamali on the turn right here, looking for Da Silva. Cheeky little back heel. It actually deflected off of one of the defenders from Iowa Western.
Alex Boss returning. Very versatile player out of Salt Lake City. Megan D is getting stuck in. Rolls free, won by Carroll. Sophia Carroll, player right here from Melbourne. Played at Melbourne Central Catholic. Doesn't get a lot of the accolades, but what she does, take up so much space, protecting that back line as well. One of the returning starters here. Can play anywhere in the midfield, but when you've got the riches that Jeff Carr have, she's best being that stopgap in the center of the park and facilitating switches and the like.
Yeah, she's one of those players that you don't notice her, but she's there all the time. Consistency is probably one of her best attributes.
Lockwood dropping deep to take control. Stepping in Gomez. Titans continuing to possess at a pretty high clip. Wide open game at the moment. Half hour to go.
At a pretty good pace as well. Eastern Florida keeps pushing, keeps going. You know, they're pretty much making runs out of the back.
Ebony Wiseman to a dangerous spot, snuffed out by Reddish. She'll chase again. You heard unlucky effort was there. And Reddish and Allgaier doing a lot of running. Wiseman will circle back around. Lockwood from distance over the top and wide right.
Just great movement though. Da Silva to Wiseman. Wiseman to Lockwood. She took a touch. Decided to go downtown. This is a good touch right here by Wiseman. One touch. See how she was leaning back. That's why the reason why the ball just goes a bit over the goal. You want to step into the ball.
Noticing here the field players are taking the goal kicks.
Yeah, something you don't see nowadays. You see most of the goalkeepers now, especially at the next level, you know, goalkeepers take their own kicks now. Something the U.S. Federation is, you know, trying to mandate all the way from the U.
DeRue, as that took a deflection.
Yeah. Da Silva never expected that ball. She came out buzzing. Once again, you see this deflection right here. DeRue gets to the inline, drives the ball.
Allgaier got ahead to it.
So that should have been a corner kick then. Deflected out of one of the Iowa Western defenders.
Reddish off the face of Carroll.
I would tell you who it is, but I can't see the numbers.
It's, again, you know, blue on black, tough to see at night in particular. Oh, how about the give from Da Silva? This is Carroll. In a more advanced spot, back to Da Silva from distance. We'll give it a strike! And a big save made by Clark to keep the scoreline at 2-0.
Da Silva with a great shot, but how about Mandy Clark with a better save? And watch this 1-2. Great return right here. Da Silva takes a touch, looks up, in-swinger. And Mandy Clark just full extension, sending that ball for a corner kick.
Oh, Mandy, you came and you gave without taking. That one served in by Lockwood. Roll all the way back. Gomez chasing and catches up.
And see, no one near from Iowa Western putting any type of pressure.
Wiseman is bracketed out. Well, how big will that save end up being should Iowa Western nick a goal here in the next couple of minutes?
Oh yeah,
they get a frenzy at the end.
No, absolutely. That could have been the difference.
Take a look at Mandy Clark.
This is her view. She did a great job just standing her ground. Notice that she doesn't move. Her feet are planted once she decides to go to one side.
To get full thrust.
Yeah, great save. And of course, you started that push from the quads, from the legs to your feet. So she did a great job just holding her ground and then diving to one side.
DeRue knocked into the back. Carroll, steady. DeLuca dropping the long ball. DeRue trying to catch up. Knee brace holding it back just a bit. Can't find that top gear.
Yeah, you know, she's not the same player right now. She's playing maybe at about 70, 80%. She's playing so gingerly, if you will. She's not, you know, full contact, the norm, her speedster that we are used to seeing. You know, great turns off the dribble. Just a little more.
Over the line. Market zero dude comes back to Iowa Western.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the linesman had called, but I guess called the ball out of bounds.
Just hopeful balls, not really helping. Good time to send it downstairs. Bradford with more.
So, a little bit different from the first half for me. I'm on the Iowa Western sideline, and the action really isn't coming anywhere near me. It's been all Eastern Florida, whereas in the first half for me, I saw literally everything. The ball was here constantly. Just shows how much possession that this Eastern Florida team has had.
Thanks, Bradford. But as Eddie Rodriguez always says, it's what do you do with that possession once you have it?
Absolutely. It's what can you do when you have it, and if you're fortunate enough to have a great finisher, that is the key to this game. How can you finish those chances that you have?
D's up the line. Da Silva pushed back, way back. Sends it across. Good communication shown by Eastern Florida. Deinert will just launch it.
Yeah, a little bit of adding a little bit of danger. Lockwood on the ball.
Lockwood now DeRue. No problem, Allgaier's got it. Into touch it goes. Substitution was, we'll see Chloe Whitaker, freshman out of Atlanta, coming back again. Missed the last 3 or 4 matches with the head injury. And Adam Sanchez and his staff thinking of a master plan. Another thing you have to think about is also goal differential on goals scored. Those are things that could separate should Schoolcraft get a win and a loss.
No, that's
There's
a great
3-way tie.
It's a great point you bring up, and
so you don't want to concede too many here by sending too many numbers forward.
Yeah, in tournament situation, it goes down to the goal average as well. It goes head to head, and then how many goals you score, how many goals you gave up. So you have to be careful with the amount of goals you give up as well. I know you try to push the lines a little bit and try to equalize this game if possible.
Which at this point you have to do, yeah, because you're within a shot.
You just don't want the game to get out of hand when you start giving up 3, 4, 5, and
Wiseman, finds the box, a quick turn. Da Silva shoots and scores. She's got a brace. It is now 3-0.
Great job by Natalia da Silva with a great turn. She gets the ball in the box. Great turn. Wiseman to the far post. Da Silva brings it down amongst 2 defenders. Inside of the right foot, far post. How about that celebration? Da Silva with a brace.
69th minute, and now it's gotten that much tougher for Iowa Western. Now you, with reckless abandon, if you are going to get in this, we'll see if he commits numbers forward. How nonchalant was Nathalie da Silva there? Now on 17 goals. Brought it down calmly, no pressure at all, and located the back stick and tucked it away.
You had just finished saying that it's what you do when you have possession, and that's just on cue. Da Silva show us just a great technical ability in that finish. This is a great chance for Coach Jeff Carr to empty the benches, get some players, some quality minutes. You know, get somebody off the bench and just get him good 15, 20 minutes. And, of course, now you think about taking some of your starters out. Of course, you're going to have that day in between, but still, you want to manage the legs, manage the minutes, manage that full roster that you have.
You and I have had conversations with Jeff Carr, and this makeup of this team far different than what we saw a year ago. As, boy, another chance upcoming. Da Silva sitting on a hat trick, will give it up. That shot finds a defender. Da Silva one more time, rolling it back. Lockwood with the left foot, knocked down in the box.
Would you say this is a much better team overall, where last year they had better individual players? Players like...
That's where I was going.
Yep. I tend to agree with you.
You don't have Bunny Shaw, who is arguably the best player in the SEC this year with Tennessee.
You don't have the
Darian
speed of Darian Davis.
But you weren't able to get the job done last year. Maybe this unit is the one. Cohesive. Not as big in the numbers department.
And once again, you see the magic and the brilliance of Natalia da Silva, adding that little flair, that little flavor to Jogo Bonito to Eastern Florida. And she's so clever on the ball. Always the little back heels, always the little flicks.
Natalie from Rio de Janeiro, so obviously has been around the game since she could walk. Not quite the girl from Ipanema. She has been a handful. Now Daru in behind, flag stays down on Klesha. Daru takes a touch back to her right foot. Daru to the left, can't keep it up and will have to give it back. Da Silva knocked down just outside the area. Play on, says the referee Miguel Martez. Boy, wide open right now.
And see the difference if you had a healthy number 5 on top, Daru, she would have gone to the goal right away. You can tell she's not 100% yet. What a great effort. She went one-on-one, cut the ball back twice. And she does not want to use that left foot to take a shot. It's pretty obvious, but great effort going to goal. And what a ball by Da Silva, though. Put it her through. But I think you're absolutely dead on, Jeff, where last year with Bonnie Shaw and, of course, Darian Davis, different team.
Yeah.
Different team, more superstars. But this year, more of a unit, more of a team. They play together. And it all starts with, you know, Da Silva in the middle and Lockwood and Weissman.
Silva catching it. Last year's freshman of the year in Region 8, kept it alive. Nice job. The work rate tonight for Da Silva has been tremendous, as it's been the case with all of her teammates. Leaving it all out there.
And just on cue, Jeff Carr making some subs from starters.
And Garriga will come back into the team as we look from behind the goal at the score by Da Silva.
You saw the great turn by Da Silva, and nothing Mandy Clark can do. The ball was tucked away in that lower corner. So difficult for a goalkeeper to get to, especially when it's coming from the opposite side.
Reavers just under 17 minutes to score 3 goals to force overtime. Not unheard of. But you can't keep the ball. Just some miscommunications tonight.
Well, not unheard of, but you got to have the ball to be able to create some chances. And that's one of the things that Iowa Western has not been able to do, keep or even maintain possession of the ball.
This is a team that had come in winning 12 in a row.
Great job by Natalia Da Silva, just keeping the ball, drawing the foul. Juna Supan out of the back. She's got that long driver.
Take the club out of the bag and lets it fly.
That was more like a 3-wood into the 18.
Got some air on it. Whitaker.
It's all about club selection, my friend.
Wiseman keeps it alive outright. Garriga. Wiseman gives chase to the byline, puts it out. Corner kick.
And you see the movement off the ball. Weissman with a great run into the box.
As we approach the quarter hour to go mark. Certainly something to think about for both coaches as you've got another game in the next 24 hours. If you are Iowa Western, 48 if you're Eastern Florida. Managing the roster, very important. DeLuca. Interesting, Whitaker has now dropped back to a more familiar center back spot.
Yeah, I think slowly Jeff Carr wants to put her back where she belongs and give her, you know, some quality minutes so she can get used to that spot.
Again, just 5'3", playing center back, but the closing speed.
Oh, yeah.
So it got her on the second team in the region.
5'3", but she's got some wheels. She's got some speed to burn.
Play all sorts of spots. Silva again, one-on-one mastery, and then continues to get the ball away. Chemily. Wiseman from distance. It's a goal! 4-0 to the Titans. Ebony Wiseman, oh my goodness. 9th goal of the season for the freshman of the year in Region 8.
Ebony Wiseman unleashes the demons from outside the box. Just a rope to the far post. And it all starts with the Magistrate Da Silva. Watch this shot, doesn't let it bounce again. Outside of her right foot.
On the half volley.
Just a dot to the far post. And you can see that big smile. Jeff, when you hit the ball right, man, you can just feel it, you can hear it. And she stroked the ball so well. Top shelf. Mandy Clark never expected that ball to go to the far post. And just like that, Weissman makes it 4-0 for Eastern Florida.
76th minute. And now Titans in control. Now you've certainly in the position where you can manage the roster. As De Silva continuing to scissor and step over. Silva. Oh, does she have another? Wiseman just misses the target to the right.
What a
save
great
some of these
ball
goals
by
for
De Silva,
Wednesday, right?
though. Absolutely. You want to say some of them, but watch just when everybody's expecting De Silva to dribble. She looks up, shakes it, takes a touch. What a great ball. Wiseman with a great technical ability, brings the ball down, hits the ball with the outside of her right foot, and just barely misses the goal. That would have been her brace, and the 5th for Eastern Florida.
Tyler Junior College won by a 4-goal margin earlier today, 5-1.
Well, the biggest thing now, apart from the 4 goals for Eastern Florida, is just to keep that clean sheet in the back.
It was Phoenix in the opener, 2-1 winners over Georgia Military. They had to score 2 to come from behind. The top seed was on the ropes a bit. And then Laramie County, no problems dispatching Moraine Valley. That was 6-0 in Pool C. Now Eastern Florida well in control with 12 minutes to go. So 2 goals on either side of halftime.
So for Eastern Florida to finish the perfect game, they just got to keep that shot out. They don't have to go forward and score the 5th. But
how many shots has Dinert faced? Maybe 2?
1. Yeah, maybe 2. You're right. A long range shot by Laura Chavez.
The bench starting to be utilized here by Jeff Carr is Nicole Leduc. Sophomore out of Oviedo High School. Played for our good friend Scott Weissenen. As Oviedo, the class of
regulars on the state champ.
Win state championships seems like every other year. Class 5A.
Yeah, you and I just we'll see you next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Same time, same place, same channel.
Yeah, it's a factory. And Eastern Florida getting their fair share from schools like Melbourne and.
Yeah, of course. Melbourne High, right around the corner from here. Just another
back-to-back
great program.
state championships recently. Plenty of talent, quality teams and coaches in this area.
Yeah, plenty of talent, and they definitely have become just feeders to this Eastern Florida program, not only on the girls' side, but also on the men's side.
Yep. Fans, you can keep up the latest news and updates regarding NJCAA soccer by visiting the official website of the National Junior College Athletic Association at www.njcaa.org. Now there'll be another game for Iowa Western. Play Schoolcraft tomorrow. Game of 5:30 kick as Pool D continues. And at the disadvantage that they had to play twice in 24 hours. But that's what happens when you're one of the bottom 4 seeds.
Yeah, no, that's why you want to end up on top and have that day in between of rest.
Seeds 1 through 4 get that luxury. The Reavers can get something to propel them into tomorrow. A winner likely has been decided in this contest. Scoreline still yet to be named. Been a masterful performance for the Titans in this one.
Yeah, no, it's been a great performance throughout. When you talk about the ability of scoring goals, but just to maintain possession, create chances, and when you talk about the flat 4 in the back in the goalkeeping situation, just keeping that shot out, that's huge for them. It gives you that sense of confidence. Now you get a day of rest and go back, regroup, and of course,
Schoolcraft will be in the same boat as Iowa Western is. They'll play back-to-back Tuesday and Wednesday. So advantage Titans. You get through that first one. Again, group of death is what Jeff Carr called it. 4, 5, and 9 seeds. Easily the hardest group. Offside.
I don't think he was. Da Silva made a good run. Lockwood play the ball, and you saw her reaction right away. She said, no, 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 no. I made a great effort making a run inside first before I went forward, trying to evade the offside call.
Here's a build-up for Iowa Western. Sophia Carroll eats it for lunch.
There's that attitude that you're talking about. You know, you don't notice her, but all of a sudden she's there to break everything around the 18. So important.
Carroll
once again. And her distribution out of the back just
Sarah
superb.
Lockwood racing. And just played out. That's all the Reavers could do. More substitutions.
Well, if there's one thing you can give credit to Jeff Carr with his team too, is just the fitness level. They continue to apply pressure on Iowa Western, and they've been relentless from minute 1. They continue to go forward, and that's just a testament to the coaching staff led by Jeff Carr. Just a great job they've done with this team throughout the year. They're fit, they're fast, and they can score some goals.
Get used to it.
Talk about speed in the back right there.
Chloe Whitaker will just play it wide.
Good luck to you trying to get behind her. AKA Wheels.
Wheels Whitaker. It's back downstairs we go to Bradford Evans.
So you guys talked about Nat Da Silva's ability to get into space and attack on the 18-yard line. If you see her on the far sideline so far, nobody's marking her, and that's kind of a thing that you might want to take into account here. If you're Iowa Western, she has free reign over on that left side, and she's proven that she can score with the brace tonight.
That's correct. Thanks, Bradford. She is a game changer.
And that's a great point that he brings. I don't know that you want to leave her all by herself out wide with the ability of, you know, her taking multiple players at a time.
Deinerts finally challenged. Went up and got it. Good service there by the Reavers. And a fight to the end, you know that. Adam Sanchez's team will never yield.
Yeah, once again, it's Laura Chavez going far post.
Nobody can get on the other end.
Yeah, of course, the goalkeeper is always going to have the advantage. You're able to use your hands.
Yeah. Unless somebody can kick higher than your hands can go. Abby Hall coming back out.
And that's why you want to drive that ball into the box rather than just hang it. If you drive the ball, then somebody can step in and actually gain that advantage by stepping in front of the goalkeeper.
Da Silva will be fouled. She goes into the corner. Look of frustration from Reddish.
This is where you gotta, this is where you gotta be careful though. If you're Eastern Florida, you do not want to risk any injuries to your starters, as you see.
Yeah, maybe a good time to get her out of the game.
Yeah, Natalia Da Silva here.
Oof.
Yeah, see, there's definitely contact in. You know, you don't want any injuries with 5 minutes left in the game with nothing to play for Iowa Western. So it's a great time for Jeff Carr to make some subs. And
ooh, play continues. Silva trying to get a foot in, eventually comes away and clears it. And DeRue will catch up. Cranks it into fourth gear, DeRue. Brace on the left side. DeRue fighting off a challenge, takes it to the line, and will take it wisely into the corner, and then come away with it once more down the byline. Boy, two combatants there going head to head.
So strong. And you can tell she doesn't want to fully pull pressure on that left foot, but just she's got the ability, that sweet left foot. She finds the ball, and
Reddish never gave up.
But just when you thought she had lost the ball, just so strong and so dynamic.
Adriana Arjun will mop things up. Sophomore out of Palm Bay Bayside. Known for her work rate. And that's what you need late in a game to see it out. Hustle and heart. Clock stopped at 3:58. So the throw. And wasting time in the corner. Trying to keep them there. Reavers have been under duress. Ashley Overberg. Suppan there. Puts it out, makes sure. A throw for the Reavers, under 3 now. Flip throw. Don't see that very often anymore. Could be quite the weapon if you can get that thing launched into the box a la Roy DeLapp. Way to generate a little extra oomph. Clecia DeRue.
Yeah, it's got to be able to deliver that ball deep into the box.
Allgaier. Lockwood giving chase. Here you go. The tough thing is to be able to drive it when you do a flip throw. You can always get the distance.
Yeah, technically you want to line it up and flip and use that momentum just so you can long drive it into the box. And most of the time you want to have somebody in front so they can flick it again and extend that throw. So a lot of moving parts for that to be set in place.
2 to play. This will save straight up in the air. In some trouble here are the Reavers. One more time, that one over the bar. So we saw Clark come off her line, then play it straight up.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird situation right here. Clark,
had it right back in.
Just put it back in play.
Leduc McCall had a crack at it. Arjun putting on the pressure under 90 seconds to go. Whitaker trying to settle.
Actually, that looked like a handball. Referee does not call it.
Back and forth. So Eastern Florida will improve to 12-2. Reavers will go to 11-6. And we'll rest up for the date against Schoolcraft tomorrow. The Ocelots. Say battle of the 2 best team names in the field. Ocelots versus Reavers. I think the Apaches would take exception from Tyler. 22 ticks left. Easily a handball, and was going to let it go. And that should see the balance of time. Iowa Western gave it the college try, not enough. Eastern Florida State College gets the job done. A 4-0 victory here in the opener. Pool day in front of their home crowd. 4-0 the final. And you want to advance in this tournament, you need to have big performances around the field. And they had that tonight, Eddie.
Well, we talk about playing the perfect game in tournament settings. Well, Eastern Florida comes out. They come out swinging from minute 1 to minute 90, just applying that pressure. They were able to play and set their style of play. They kept the ball. They had some great finishes. And, of course, the most important thing playing at home, they keep that clean sheet in the back as they continue to get out of the most dangerous group, as you mentioned it, the group of death.
Well, making the hometown fans happy. A good contingent travels from Council Bluffs as well. Great crowd out to witness a 4-0 win. And Eastern Florida had 2 goals on either side of halftime here, the 2 in the first.
Da Silva gets taken down in the box.
Via penalty it comes.
Then just a sweet pass back. Clinical finish in that penalty kick.
That was in the 27th minute.
And just like that, Eastern Florida goes up 1-0.
2 minutes from halftime, though, Eddie.
This great service to the far post. And the Spaniard gets in front. And Garriga to make it 2-0 for Eastern Florida.
Assist to Chemely. And the Titans went into the break up 2-0. Go to the 69th minute. We had a Da Silva sighting once more.
Yeah, Weissman. Right here, Weissman sends the ball to the far post. Da Silva by herself traps the ball in traffic, spins, and puts it in the back of the net, far post. To make it 3 for Eastern Florida.
That's a brace. 17 goals on the season for Nat Da Silva. And Ebony Weissman, freshman of the year with the piece de resistance.
And how about this cracker right here? Just a dot to the far post. Outside of her right foot. It's a great angle right here before it hits the ground again. Look at that.
Oh, bending away as well. And that was all she wrote. From start to finish, dominated by Eastern Florida State College. The head coach is Jeff Carr. He's with us now, and always feels good to get off the tournament off to a good start, Jeff. The beard has been good for you and your ladies here tonight.
Well, yeah, thanks. I mean, the energy tonight for us was fantastic. Our movement off the ball, I was just talking about at the halftime, was fantastic. I mean, we had a lot of chances even early, but our passing, our possession, it was one of our better games of the year.
Coach, impressive from minute 1. As you mentioned, the tenacity and the energy showed from minute 1 to minute 90. They never stopped pressing, and of course they were able to score, but more importantly as well, keeping that shot out in the back in that clean sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. Our goal from the beginning was our game plan that I was talking about in the locker room was just pressing, immediately right on them, trying to, have them cough up the ball and give it on, and we would go at them.
Obviously so important to win the opener. You have that day of rest now. You get a chance to look at Schoolcraft tomorrow. What do you think awaits you on Wednesday? Because now you're a win away from making the semis.
Yeah, Schoolcraft is an unbelievably good team. We were fortunate to beat them last year. Same type. They have blue-collar attitude. They're going to press as well. Fantastic team, so we have our hands full.
Thanks, Jeff. Congratulations, Eastern Florida, with the 4-0 victory over Iowa Western.
Thank you, Jeff and Eddie.
Thanks, Coach.
So the Titans take it. 4-0 the final score, and that will conclude the broadcast and the tournament day here. And what a day it was as the Titans finished it off. All 4 top seeds going chalk, if you will. Phoenix winning 2-1. Tyler 5-1 over Cloud County. Laramie County 6-0 winners over Moraine Valley. And now Eastern Florida a 4-0 decision over Iowa Western. We will get things started tomorrow on NJCAA TV with Georgia Military and Lewis and Clark. Another full day. We'll see Eastern Florida once again on Wednesday at 5:30. Thanks for watching. For our entire crew, for Eddie Rodriguez, Bradford Evans, Brian Foster, our producer, John Bober, our director, and our WEFS and NJCAA crew, so glad to have you along. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long. Titans win it 4-0. Good night.